Okay, this is where we were. All right, everybody? This is where we were. I was rewriting this expression here, and I was going to rewrite it over here. Okay? So this is going to be x squared. I'm going to run this through here. This is going to be 2.1 times 10 to the negative 7. That times that, right? That's plus, and then minus 2.1 times 10 to the negative 5x. Do you see that? You don't see that. You don't see that. This times this. I'm going to distribute it. This is one factor. Do you see that? I'm going to say 2.1 times 10 to the negative 5th. I'm going to treat that as one factor. Times 0.01 is a positive 2.1 times 10 to the negative 7th. That's all I did. And then I said this times x is that times x. That's all I did. Now I'm going to bring this over to the other side. That's going to become the second term, right? Because that's b. That's important if you're doing the quadratic expression. Otherwise you won't be able to keep your wits about you. So that's going to be negative there. Excuse me?
What's a then?
A is the coefficient of the x squared term. What's the coefficient right there? What's the coefficient of x squared right there?
1.
What is the... I know it's a. What is a equal to? What's the coefficient right there? A 1. Did you see that? So what's a? 1. There you go. Okay, plus 2.1 times 10 to the negative 5x minus 2.1 times 10 to the negative 7. You all right with that?
How's that negative?
Excuse me?
How is negative 2.1 times 10 to the negative 7? Huh?
Because it's positive here. I'm moving it over to the other side.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. And that's going to equal 0, obviously. Okay, right? You okay with that? Now, negative b plus or minus what?
B squared.
B squared minus 4ac over 2a. Correct? Now let's plug in. That's b. So it's going to be negative 2.1 times 10 to the negative 5th. Right? Now, that's negative, correct? That's negative? Okay. So are we going to need the positive or the negative one?
Positive.
We're going to need the positive. Because that's positive, and I have a negative, a positive, so that's going to be negative. If that were negative, then that would be positive, correct?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So you want the positive one, definitely, because your answer has to be positive. So it's going to be plus. We did that. There's the plus sign there. Okay. You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. So this value here, right? And then we're going to square b. We're going to say 2.1 times 10 to the negative 5, right? Squared? Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, this c is negative, correct?
Yeah.
So negative, that product there is going to be negative, right? Negative and negative is positive. So therefore the discriminant is going to stay positive, definitely, right? So that's going to be 4 times 2.1 times 10 to the negative 7, right? Now we took care of the negative because we made that positive, correct? Yes?
Isn't that supposed to be x squared, not 2.1?
This is supposed, I'm not sure.
4 parentheses x squared. Coefficient of x squared is 1.
C, I don't understand. A is 1, yeah, 1, but A is 1.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't put it in. 1 times 1. I'm trying to, to kind of
take some shortcuts here. You know, I'm talking to you as if you have had this. You've had this, right? You have had this, correct? Okay. So that's why I'm talking to you, okay?
So yeah, 4 is 1, so whatever. Okay? And then divided by 2. 2a, right? A is 1, okay. So let's, why don't you do that out? What does that equal? That's going to equal x, right?
4.37 times.
Okay, now I need, okay, and that's fine that you're doing that, TJ. So let's take TJ's answer. You're going to get what, TJ?
4.37.
4.37. I want four decimal places there.
Oh, 4.3737 times 10 to the negative 4.
You're trailing off, big guy. You got to keep the volume up. Times 10 to the what?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Okay, anybody get anything different? Haley, did you get something?
No.
Okay, just checking. Anybody else? TJ's the only person that did this?
No, I got the same thing. Right?
All right, Andrew got the same thing. Shall I do this?
Yeah, you do.
All right, so this is the way I would do it. I would say, parentheses out here, right? Negative 2.1 times 10 to the negative 5th, right? Then I'd say plus, then I'd say this value here, then I would say second x squared to get the radical, then I would say parentheses, well, you don't really need them. You know what? Let's not put them. 2.1 second EE negative 5 and then squared, right? And then plus, shall we use parentheses there? 4 times 2.1 second EE negative 7 and parentheses, right? Correct? Yes? And then, how do we get out of, there it is. Then that's parentheses, right, around all of that, divided by 2 equals, I get 4.4788. Could somebody else do this, please? What did you get? You got the same thing as me. And what did you get, Fatima? You're still doing it? Okay.
Sir, can you?
Augustine, what did you get?
I got 4.478 times 10 to the.
So you got this.
Yeah.
4.4788. Okay? Okay, TJ, would you like to try it again?
Yeah,
Just try it again.
I keep doing it again, right?
Andrew, you too. Fatima, what did you get?
I got negative 0.0015.
Okay, that's okay. Maybe.
What do I do? Yeah.
All right, so can we do this now? Can I get rid of some of this?
Oh, yeah, okay, I got the same as
You got the same?
I did like.
Okay.
you. No, I say, so like you divide, you do that, and you just divide by 2. Yeah,
But you put 201.
Oh.
I know.
All right, hopefully we'll get the right answer here. So the OH concentration is going to be 4.4788 times 10 to the negative 4. Is that what we're saying these days? That's it, right? Okay. We also have this one too we can use. That's TJ's. All right, so what would be
what would be the hydrogen ion concentration? What would be the hydrogen ion concentration?
So I would say H plus equals 1 times 10 to the negative 14 divided by 4.4788 times 10 to the negative 4 equals what? So I'm going to say this divided by that, right? So I'm going to say 1 times 10 to the negative 14 divided by answer. 2.2375. 0.23275. 0.23275. I went out 5 places there. Times 10 to the negative 11. All right, now, that's the hydrogen ion concentration, correct? Now take the negative log of that. So the negative log of answer equals. What do you get? What did I say? Is that what you're saying to me? Did you just ask me what did I say? Yeah. All right. So then you're going to say the pH is going to be the negative log of 2.2375 23275 times 10 to the negative 4. Right? Right? So what's the pH?
3.654.
Okay. Okay, so it's 10.65. Is that what you get? Is that what you get? No, it's not even close. I don't know what you're doing wrong. Sultan?
They agree with me.
Okay, well, they're wrong. I don't know what else to tell you.
Is it 3.65?
The negative log of this, right? The negative log of that. This is times 10 to the negative 11, right?
Oh. You wrote 4.
No, I didn't write 4. I wrote a terrible looking 1. Well, not a terrible looking 1.
What?
I wrote a 1 and a 1. How could this be a 4? 10 to the negative 14 divided by 10 to the negative 4 is 10 to the negative 10th. So how could that possibly be a 4? I could see it being an 11, but how could it be a 4? Right?
It's your handwriting.
Oh, my handwriting.
Do you know, this is a true story. Mrs. Laurie, who's probably no longer with us, bless her little soul, Mrs. Laurie, gave me detention in first grade for the way I wrote 7s.
Wow. Yeah, it says that. Really, how did you write 7s?
I wrote them like this.
Yeah, that's how I write that.
That's how everybody writes them, right? Well, in America, there are some people who just object to that. They wrote them like this. What does that look like? A 1. Yeah, exactly. Looks like a 1.
That's like 7.
That's a 7 in America.
Why did you write
A 1 is just.
I write the 7 like that.
Yeah. My mother and father, they all wrote 7s with a line through it. I guess. I don't know where I got it from, but.
Yeah.
This is a tough. Doesn't like that.
Okay, now. So 2.23275 times 7. So you put that in, and you put that in, right? Oh, I put a 4 here. Is that what you were thinking? I put a 4? Oh, okay.
Well, that's 11.
It's a. Thank you. I made it. Sultan, I apologize.
Yeah, you put 4.
So I did put a 4 there. I thought he was talking about here. Sultan, I apologize. You're absolutely right. Sorry. And what are you doing? You should have said, Mr. Darcy, that should be 11, not 4, right?
So I told you that.
You look like you're at a tennis match and you really don't care who wins. Okay? You with me?
So you get 10.65.
You get 10.9? No,
10.65.
10.65.
Yeah.
Now,
You
on the,
subtract that out of 14. I got you there.
what'd you say?
You subtract that out of 14 to get the DOH, right?
Yes.
Thanks.
So, what, now, look guys, look, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Let's look at some numbers here, okay? I want you to look at some numbers. You ready? You ready? This is 2.1 times 10 to the negative fifth, correct? Yes? This is 0.01. This is my, let me write something. Can I erase all this? Are you with me?
Yes.
You get it? 10.65? Okay. Now. Let me ask you a question, okay? May I ask you a question? All right, that's the equation, correct? And the KB is 2.1 times 10 to the negative what? 5 equals what? Equals what? Correct? Now, this value is going to be 0.01, correct?
Yeah.
Now, do you see how small these values are?
Yes.
For instance, this one is going to be 0.00021. Right? Isn't this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you get that?
Yeah.
So, do you think that x is going to be very large? X is going to be pretty small, isn't it? Do you think that it's really going to make a difference if I put in the 0.01 down here? If I put 0.01 minus x, do you think that x that I subtract there, do you think that will be a big deal? It's not. It's really not a big deal. Matter of fact, what you could say is this. I could get rid of this. I could get rid of this, and I could say x. I could get rid of that. And I could say x. And that simplifies things dramatically, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yes? So the next video will be, I'm going to calculate the OH concentration, then the OH, because I'm going to calculate the OH concentration because that's KB, right? KB. Then I'm going to calculate the H ion concentration, then the pH. And you'll be able to determine, is that a big deal? If on a test, you see me grade them, you grade them, right? Haley, you've graded tests, right? Yeah. If I say 0.01 between plus and minus 0.01, 0.02, do I make a big deal out of it? No, I don't. Unless the answer is 0.01 and you say it's 0.02, that might be it. But if the answer is 10.65 and you get 10.66, do you think that's going to be a big difference? No. So right now, you're going to set this up, and what I'll do is I'll put the expression, and then you go from there, all right? So this is going to be 0.01 times this, equals x squared. Clear?
Solve for x, and then go through it, but that'll be the next video. Okay, you can do it right now, go.